right now is a perfect time, a unique time in our existence, I would say, where the entire world has and is going to basically hit the reset button. There are going to be many things in our lives, many things in our existence, many things in our economy, many things in our daily way of doing things that are now going to change and change forever. This slowdown, reset is going to affect a lot of people in many different ways. Now, whenever there's a reset in anything, it also presents us an opportunity to retool ourselves, to retool the things that we do, to take a look at ourselves and say, hey, this is an opportunity for you to start over in many ways. A lot of people are in a rush, once again, to go back to how things were, right? But for a lot of people who are in this rush to go back to how things were, they're in a rush to return to things that weren't working for them. And many of people 6 months ago were sitting around wishing and praying that they had an opportunity to reset their lives, that they had an opportunity to take some time to figure out a new way and a better way, and made all kinds of excuses as to why they couldn't do it. I think right now the universe is answering a lot of those people's prayers. This is your opportunity. This is the reset that you've been hoping for. This is the chance to go back, look at yourself and say, do I want to continue in this path? Because now the universe has created a proverbial fork in the road where you can continue on the same path or you can go towards another way. Now is the time to take inventory of your life. Now is the time to take inventory of your skills. Now is the time to take inventory of the things that you do. It's amazing that there are so many things that will never come back to how they were. I was having a conversation with somebody, and there are going to be businesses that are going to fold. Okay, not to any fault of their own, but they're going to fold. There are going to be jobs that people have that were doing quite well that are not going to come back the same. As we say, it takes 21 days to build a habit. People are building new habits out here. The question is, what are you going to do? Like I talked about it last night, there's a new wave coming, right? A new tide being ushered in. There's going to be two types of people, and two types of people only when this tide comes in. The people that are going to be washed away with the tide, or the people that are going to recognize the tide and ride it. The choice is sort of kind of yours. The choice is going to be predicated on whether or not you take this time to look forward and look at the opportunities. I always tell people, every hard situation, every downturn, every loss that I have ever experienced in my entire life, and I have seen quite a few, has always given me the opportunity, the chance, the option for advancement. In every setback, there is always an opportunity for a springboard. The only difference between the people who springboard and the people who settle in is mentality and perspective. Okay? There's an old saying, rock bottom has produced more great stories than anything else. right now, unfortunately, a lot of people are sitting at rock bottom. So there's going to be a lot of innovation. There's going to be a new way of doing a lot of things. I used one example the other day, and I don't think people really grasped it. Everybody's right now loving these Instagram concerts that DJ D Nice is doing. Okay, and for some of us who remember D Nice from the 90s, D Nice was a good DJ, but D Nice was not the top DJ in the 90s. He wasn't. He wasn't. He wasn't as what people would call in the hip hop world right now extremely relevant, even right now, even as an old school DJ. But apparently he had a great idea on March the 14th. Because if you go back and look at his Instagram page, you can tell when it happened. Where he went live, I believe, for 7 hours and just played music from his home and streamed it live. If I'm remembering carefully, Be Nice, back maybe about 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, he had, I believe, maybe 200,000 followers on Instagram. I think that was it. In the course of 2 weeks, with one idea, with one thought, with one action, he has gone from 200,000 followers to, I believe, close to 2 million followers. Think about what he's done to his opportunities. Think about the kind of opportunities that's opened up to him. Now he's being approached now by, the likes of the former First Lady to do a voter drive and things like that. He now has a channel on Spotify. All this in 2 weeks. Mind you now, DJs, a lot of DJs are going to suffer. A lot of DJs, there are no longer packed venues for them to play. There are no longer clubs that are open. These things have been shut or empty for the last 30 days and at least for the next 30 days to come. One thought, one action, one idea. There's no difference between D Nice and you. The only thing is you haven't found your one thought, your one idea, your one thing. But you won't find it if you're in such a rush to get back to how things were. Things are not going back to how they were. It's almost like what Wayne Gretzky used to say, what made him so great. What made Wayne Gretzky so great, as what he said was, he used to recognize where the puck was going next. Where's the puck going? Because one thing we can say for sure almost is puck is not going back. Puck ain't going back. And either you can wait for things to come back to where, where people are moving again and realize that the things didn't come back, or you can have a little forethought and say, I don't think it's coming back that way based on this, and this, and make your next move based on where you believe the puck is headed next. A lot of people are going to fail during this time. At least you can fail doing something new, doing something that means something to you, doing something that you've always wanted to do. Reevaluate the things you want to do. Compare it to where we are right now in our society. Right now, once again, the entire world is taking a reset. The entire world has stopped. Just that stopping of the world is going to change everything you know. Prices for things are going to be different. The way things are done is going to be different. Right now, you can think about it. There's a lot of corporations that when they go back to, we go back to what's considered our new normal, think about it. Travel is going to be cut by 40%. People are literally finding out that all those conference calls and conventions they were holding, they can do it via Skype. A lot of businesses are finding out that their employees can work remotely. Leases are going to open up. A lot of brick and mortar stores, unfortunately, are going to shutter. I heard Macy's yesterday is going to be laying off the majority of their 125,000 people. Our unemployment number right now, even if it goes right now where it is, it's going to be 9.5%, maybe as high as 15% by the time it's all over. Goldman Sachs says 20 to 50% of small businesses are going to fail. All that sounds very, very dire. But to the mind of someone who thinks, ahead, to the mind of somebody who examines and looks for opportunities, that's what it sounds like to me. There's an opportunity in all that stuff. Once again, success belongs to those who can recognize opportunity before it becomes obvious. The easiest thing for somebody like a D Nice to do right now, the opportunity that exists, is to switch his Instagram live to a YouTube live. Everybody goes there. He's streaming 1 million views a night to watch his show. Quality's not going to change. It's still going to be the same, except that he gets paid $70,000 for 1 million views every night he plays. You still get what you want. He still does what he wants. Only difference is he gets paid to do it a lot more. Recognize your opportunities. Some of them are sitting right in front of you. Okay? Some of them are sitting right in front of you. Develop new platforms. Right now, children are not even going to school right now. Everybody's online learning. Okay? This will give birth to online schools. Those things that were thought to be far out, those things that were thought to be impossible, not practical, those things are going to be commonplace. Schools will no longer have walls. You might be in class with people from all over the world at the same time, now that they can host several people, teachers on one screen and everybody else is on the other screen, can raise their hand, ask questions, everything from all over the world. The only question is, are you going to recognize that wave and find something that you can ride that wave with? Or are you holding your breath and waiting for the wave to wash you over? Those are the choices. Take inventory of your life. Take inventory of this situation. View this situation with a different lens. Look for the opportunities, not the setbacks, because everybody's being set back. Everybody's being reset. Okay? There you go. Someone like Crimson Knight said, doing a Zoom faculty meeting with my teachers today. Think about it. Think about how many, teacher workshops they used to have, bringing teachers in from all over the place. You don't have to do that anymore. Zoom it. I was driving by yesterday, a car dealership. And I thought about how many car dealerships are going to suffer. How many guys who used to make a living selling cars and doing things like that is no longer going to be, it's not going to come back the way it was. Okay? It's not going to come back the way it was. Think about the car company Carvana. How innovative that sounded 6 months ago. Now it's the way. You don't even have to go in. You shop online. You buy the car. They deliver it to your front door. Think about that. All right? Once again, take inventory of your life. Things are changing. The world has hit a reset. Take this opportunity, take this time to retool yourself, to look at your opportunities. Look at the opportunities that this time is presenting to you. Okay? because the opportunities abound. Some people who didn't want to be in class, like a Rochelle, who may not have wanted to be in class anymore. As a certified teacher, who knows? You could set yourself up with an online school teaching, whatever grade you teach. And not only be limited to the teacher, to the school, to the students that we were teaching in Virginia, but be open to teaching people all over the world. Look it up. Research it. Can I? Can you and 50 other teachers decide, you know what? We're not going back to the Virginia school system. But what we're going to do is we're going to set up an online version of the Virginia school system that we can teach people all over the world, and they can register for our school per Virginia standards all over the world. Once again, this is time for innovation. This is time for expansive thought. But a lot of people are going to use this time to feel sorry for themselves. A lot of people are going to use this time to wait, to go back to situations that they know are not working because they weren't working before. And it's going to be even harder for it to work now. A lot of people are going to wait for the walls to crumble down on top of them. You have a choice whether or not you're going to be one of those people. But it all starts with taking inventory of your life, taking inventory of this situation, stepping back and assessing this situation and looking for your opportunities. Because this time is going to pass anyway. The only difference is, are you going to increase the value of this experience? Are you going to increase the value of this experience? Because we're all riding it. So either it's going to be the wave that knocks you down, or something that you can ride into a new beginning. But that choice is yours. Once again, guys, thank you for joining me. Happy Transformation Tuesday. Make sure you guys join me tonight at 9:30. We're going to be going live. We're going to talk more about health and wellness. It's 9:30. You guys, for people who are not familiar, in the morning we talk about motivation. We talk about encouragement. We talk about inspiration. We try to push people to do better and be better, from a mental standpoint. Because once again, life is not, I don't approach things from one angle. A lot of people are just, fitness all day long. And there's a lot that goes into being a complete person. Okay. And the biggest part about being complete is being complete mentally, being level mentally, being able to think and expand yourself mentally. Because if you can't do that mentally, anything that you do physically is worthless. Okay. You have to be mentally fit. And right now, a lot of people's mental fitness is being tested. A lot of people's mental capacity is being tested. A lot of people are under a lot of pressure, emotionally, and mentally, and rightfully so. Because, a lot of things are changing, man. And it's scary for a lot of people. And don't take it the wrong way. I'm not necessarily sitting here and not recognizing the gravity of this situation. I am. But in that recognition of the gravity, I'm also looking and seeing that in every grave situation, there's an opportunity. And if you step back, you will see yours as well. Worst case, you'll put this whole thing into good perspective. Because that's all we can do. It's never the situation, it's how you view it. View it through a different lens. Approach it from a different point. And like I said, there were some people that 6 months ago was praying for this situation, praying for an opportunity. If only I had a chance. Here's your chance.